So we are looking at the DOM, and I'm going to show you the solution to this problem. So hopefully you've had a go at that without using Chat GPT. Just try and think about it in your own head. Now I know Chat GPT is amazing, but when you're learning to code, it's really important you just try and think through problems. And then what's important with learning to code is you're able to then understand and read other code fluently. So we had this little web page before, and it just added a paragraph element onto it. So how do we add in a button in the same way? How can we use the DOM, the document object model, which remember it said it was a whole HTML page, to update a button? So when we click on it, it'll be interactive and it will show an alert. Something very simple. So I'll show you two ways. One way, we could simply just add a button element, and we could give this our button ID, and then leave it like that. And what we can then do is, in the JavaScript, we can say, we're going to go to use this document object model. We're going to get element by ID. What's the ID? Our button, like this. And then we can add an event listener to it. And what event listener do we want to add? Well, we want to add a click event. And then we want to add a function to this. Just like this. I think we're missing an end bracket there. See, Visual Studio Code is brilliant. It shows you errors when things go wrong. So we've got that opening bracket. Oh yeah, we've got to have two brackets at the end there, like that. So, and then it gets closed off there. So what this event listener is basically doing is it's kind of like a callback function. When it picks up on this click event, this code that is written in this function, so this is actually like a function is basically a way you can group code into a function or a method, and then you can call it any time. And what we're doing here is we're creating a function that will run a group of code, however complicated or simple, when we push that button. And all we want to do is we want to call alert, and then we're going to show button clicked like this. So if I save that now, and I go to my index page, oh yeah, we forgot to add some text on here as well. So click me is going to be the text. And then if I refresh that, I'll now see the button. And if I press on click me, what is happening? Why is it not picking up? There we go. I put the wrong ID, out button, but it's our button. So you see, like doing things like this and having problems and failing is really, really important when you're learning to code. Just going straight into using Chat GPT and whatever, especially when you're new to it, there we go. So refresh that page, and then I get the little alert. It will teach you if you use it in the right way, but it's more important to just sort of try and figure out what's actually going on. And then, at a later stage when you get things, because I'm not going to say I don't use Chat GPT, but at a later stage when I get things, I use Chat GPT to help me write something I could write on my own, but it would take me a little bit longer. But I understand what is written. So to recap on that, we're using the DOM object model to get an element on our page, our button, and then we're going to add an event listener. Now, I also said in the question, I said, how can you add in a button element? Well, we've already got this content div, and we're gonna create a button. So we're going to create a brand new button. There's going to be two buttons on this page, and it's going to be called button element. And then we're going to use document.create element. And we know that the element we want to create is a button. So I write button there. And then I'm going to set the button elements. We're going to set its text content called click me as well. So there's going to be 2 buttons now. And then we're going to, in the same way we added the paragraph, we're going to content.append content div.append child. So, and what are we going to add in? Where we're going to add in this new button element that we've clicked. And now we still have to set up the event listener, but we just didn't actually need to write the code. We didn't need to put that in here. And so this just is demonstrating to you that not only can JavaScript make pages interactive, but you can also insert HTML into a page using scripts like this. So we need to set up the button element, and we need to set up add event listener. What are we listening out for? We're listening out for a click event. And then we need to create the function that is going to do something. And then we're going to put a new alert, and it's going to be called I have been clicked to. Something really stupid like that. So let's go back to our page, refresh it. So now we've got 2 buttons. We've got click me, which still works, and then click me as well, and it says I've been clicked to. But this button was completely generated using JavaScript. So although this is a silly example, the way this is useful is something I'll show you in the next video about how you can actually generate useful content on a web page. So say for example, you have like a list of items you want to create, and you create and you have like a div, and in that div you want to loop over in the JavaScript, and you want to create lots of those elements, and then once you know how to do that, you'll then see the use of or you'll then be able to get an understanding of how you can then make it even more useful and connect your web page to, say, an API or something that will download data and then display it dynamically on a page like that. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and watch the next one, and we'll be discussing how to loop using the DOM.